Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Things with Shanty. In this episode, we get to chat and get to know the one and only honey. Can you introduce who you are?
Deanna, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that we can finally do this. My name is Deanna. I'm 23, a mom, a business owner, and I just graduated from school. So I'm on the road to becoming a licensed esthetician. So I can't wait for that. And a free spirit among everything else.
Yes, you heard that. You heard that. Hold on, ma'am. Can you give us your IG so we can get the booking?
So you can follow me at Jembeautique, Jembeautique. There you go. I got it.
Okay.
I always mess up the boutique part.
You guys make sure to book with the best, honey. Book with the
Thank
best.
you.
You
Thank
already
you.
know. So she gave us a little bit of who she is, but now we're gonna get deep into the questions. So are you guys ready? We're about to get deep. So first and foremost, who are you? Who is Gem Boutique and where are you from? Who are you?
So I'm Deanna. I'm 23 years old and I'm from PG County, Maryland. And, grew up in Langley Park. So, you know, I still live in PG County and my business is in PG County. And I started Gem Boutique about 2 years ago. And my journey really started actually 3 years ago. And I took an interest in lash lifts, and it's a long story. We're gonna get there, but to keep it short, I'm self-taught, and I've been working hard, doing my research, and have been an ongoing student in the world of lash lifting. So I began my business 2 years ago, and we're only growing from here.
And you're killing it.
Thank you. Oh my God. It's so weird to like hear it. Like sometimes they're like, oh, this, that. And I'm like, what? Like,
Well,
oh
first
my
and
God.
foremost, you are a mother, honey. Tell us about motherhood. Like, how was
Oh,
motherhood being
yes.
a girl boss?
I mean, I'm a whole mom. Like, I have three kids. I had my first baby when I was 15, going on 16. So I was a teen mom, which I never thought I was going to be, but here we are. And that was like really when my life began, like when I had my first baby. And afterwards, I had two more babies, which I seriously just have the best surprises. Cause I swear, like, I mean, they're like little gifts, little surprise gifts. So I have my 7-year-old, my 4-year-old, and my 2-year-old. So as I'm every day running a business, I'm also being a mom to three whole babies
Mhm.
during a pandemic,
Yes.
homeschooling. There's a lot going on.
But you're doing it well. Can we get I wish I had a crowd. I wish we had Univision.
Woo, like Ellen.
We need a crowd because, honey, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you guys do it. I would be like chugging 3 bottles of wine every day. I'll probably be like, I don't know how you do it. Like, you are seriously superwoman. Okay, honey, you are superwoman. In case no one has
Thank
said it, you
you.
are superwoman. Okay,
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my
owning a
goodness, that's so
business,
sweet.
being a girl boss, being badass, being a wife, okay, wifey, and a mother. Girl.
hmm Yes. Oh my gosh, I wear lots of capes.
But you're seriously a superwoman, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to get the opportunity to chat with you and really have have an opportunity to get to know you. Because I know we went to the same school, but I don't think we ever
hmm
got the opportunity to really like chat and get to know each other. I know we followed
Mm-mm.
each other on social media and would comment on pictures, but we never really actually got the opportunity to chat. But I always knew from your profile and how you carry yourself that you're literally full of light, and I think everyone needs you in their life.
Oh,
Like,
thank
I feel
you.
like
That's
you're
so
so
sweet of
fun and
you.
like bubbly, outgoing, free spirit. Like, you're badass, okay? And
Thank
you
you
don't
so
take
much.
no shit from nobody, okay? You don't.
I won't. I
You
won't.
don't. So I'm happy that I really get the opportunity to show everyone like who you are, your business, how you created your business, and your journey, because everyone has a journey. And who knows, whoever's listening is like, oh my God, I've always wanted to ask her these questions, or I've always wanted to know like who she is, how she got to where she is, and like advice from her.
Mhm.
I would be shy. So I kind of like how I have the opportunity and the platform to really do this for people that really want to get into the lash career and really know more about like what is the hardships, what is the positives, the pros, the cons, because nothing's easy. Nothing's really easy. So I'm
Oh
happy I
no.
get you, the one that's killing it right now, because I really didn't know. Girl, I did not know much about lash lifts until I saw what you were doing. I was like, espérate. I was like, hold on,
Hold up. Yeah,
where did
that's
I see come
exactly how
from?
I felt.
I
Yep.
was
When I found out, I was like,
like, espérate, lash lift. I'm like, this a whole new world. It's a
in the
whole new
ballpark.
world. I didn't even know you could do that to your lashes. So when I saw you posting videos, I was like, epic. Hold on. Hold on. So can you tell us like a little bit more about like what is lash lift? Like how did you become like a professional at doing lash lifts? You do lash lift, lash tints, and brow threading, tinting and waxing. Girl, what? I need a list. Hold on. What don't you do? You do it all.
The
You
list
do it
goes
all.
on. The list goes on.
You do it all.
Yeah, at this point, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I think I need to like cut it down and just stick to some key things because I'm like, oh my God, just trying to know everything and learn everything. But it's just so exciting. It's like, look at the things I can do. Like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna make you beautiful this way and that way, and like, and then people build that trust with you as well. So
Yeah.
then they're like, well, if you do my lashes, like I want you to do my brows and then my
Uh-huh.
wax, and then so then they start to build that trust. Like if you can be that everything for them, they will, they're gonna do that. And I definitely understand that because we all have our hair lady, our nail
Mm-hmm.
lady, our brow lady, our lash lady. So I always try to build that trust with everybody. Just being honest. Honestly, it's not like it's a front or like a customer service voice. Like it's just me. Like, and I genuinely care, and I want to make sure that everyone feels empowered, uplifted, heard out, and just feel safe and wholesome in their experience in getting a lash lift. Like I'm not just like, come here, come get your lashes in and go. Like next, next. Like no, it's like, how can I make this a real genuine experience for
Mm-hmm.
them? So I definitely like I have my crystals out, I'll have meditation music playing.
Okay.
So I create an experience because a lot of people go to sleep. So then when they go to sleep, like you're gonna get a little bit of healing done. You're gonna wake up with lashes, you're gonna feel brand new, like a little bit of this, that.
How long is like because I've never gotten a lash lift. So can you explain a little bit of what a lash lift is? Like what's the process? How long is it? Does it hurt? Is it permanent?
Okay, so first I want to say I have to do your lash lift. Like I'm gonna have to pop your lash lift cherry.
Yes.
And what was the second part of the question?
it was, it was like what is a lash lift? Like how long is it? Like what is the process? Because I don't know much of like lash lift. So what is that? And like I know you do lash lift and lash tint, right? So like can you explain a little bit of what that is?
So basically, to keep it simple, a lash lift is like a beauty procedure that you're basically perming the lashes. But I don't like to use that word because no one wants to get their lashes permed. So we say lift. But I mean, it's a more gentle solution, and just making sure you're buying from the right companies. So basically, it's a procedure that when you do it, it'll last 6 to 12 weeks. You'll use a rod and then you'll use like lash glue on the rods. And then you'll like kind of create like a mold with the lashes in a way. And then after that, you apply the solutions, a little bit of magic, and you're done. And it seems so easy, but it has been such a hassle to learn it. Like, especially teaching yourself, like,
Mhm.
no one's there to tell you what mistakes to avoid and what like you can do better. Like, it's honestly just a trial and error with yourself and whoever, trusts you as well. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Lash procedure gives you your lashes look as if you're using a lash curler. Like, that's the best way
Ooh.
to put it. So you basically look like you got the lash curler and waterproof mascara combo on your lashes, but it lasts like 1 to 3 months.
Really?
So the best part about that, yeah, like I love it. And there's no fake lashes added.
Mhm.
Um, you don't have to really take care of them. There's little to no maintenance. Honestly, the only maintenance is the first 48 hours.
Mhm.
That's when you really just gotta avoid like the stuff you would avoid when you get lash extensions. So like steam, humidity, sweating, heat, stuff like that. And then after the 48 hours, you can do whatever you want and just have like pretty lashes and just not worry about anything in the world. Just worry till your next appointment in like a couple months. So this is why I was obsessed with it. Like when I found out, at that point I only had 2 kids, but
Mhm.
I was like, I mean, I had my 4-year-old and my 1-year-old, and working full time. At the time, I was working at a doctor's office, and when I found out about it, I was like, who wouldn't want this? Like the
Right.
days where you don't want to, like you're literally like, I'm gonna just put my glasses on today. I'm not even gonna put my contacts, get a bun and just get out this house. But if you have a lash lift, you're like, oh, I mean, I got the messy bun and this and that, but my lashes. So it really is a game changer. And I think I saw it from that mom perspective,
Mhm.
from like, I love that there's no maintenance. I love that I can still look pretty all the time and not have to try necessarily. And also, where was I going with that? I don't know. I'll get it later.
What do you see in the near future for your business? Like, what are your, if you don't mind answering it, if it and whenever I ask you a question, if you don't want to answer, it's totally, I respect that. It's totally fine. But what are your plans, or what do you see in the future for your business?
In the future, honestly, to be very general, I would say I see myself growing by a lot, and I see myself around the world, absolutely. And I see myself teaching a lot more. I definitely love teaching. And I've noticed how I'm really in my element and it just flows
Mhm.
when I teach. So I definitely don't want to just stick to the DMV in terms of teaching. I love to go all around the world and
Mhm.
definitely teach others, because it's still, or at least start in the US, because it's still something that's not like huge, like someone will know about lash extensions before lash lift most of the time. At this point, like more people are knowing because it's becoming more common or more known. It's been out for a couple of years. So
Mhm.
now it's definitely building popularity. But I see myself like furthering that out, spreading it, spreading my knowledge, which I was once scared to do. But now I'm like, no, just, it's a self doubt. But
Mhm.
I was like, no, I have to teach. And, I've helped so many women in
Mhm.
starting their lash careers and starting on the right foot. So
Mhm.
I actually really like it.
And I know you're like, from following your page, like you're raw. You keep it 100% real when it comes to any post you make, any topic. You keep it real. You're not hiding your opinion. You're not hiding how you feel. You let it be known, and that's another
Yeah.
reason why I was really excited to chat up with you, because I would like to know like what your opinion is and your thought on, because I know from your page you're really big on woman empowerment, and you're big on embracing your body, embracing your flaws, you're embracing every single bit of your body. You're big on that, and I really admire
Yeah.
that, because being a woman, sometimes we do go through our phases where we're like, I'm not happy with how I look. I'm not happy
Yeah.
with how I feel. And people don't really know that sometimes that really takes a big toll on us, like mentally wise. Like we just get in a funk, and we just don't know how to get out of it. And sometimes it lasts a week, sometimes two, sometimes a year. And I know with me, I'm very big and hard on myself when it comes to like my body, because I've had like a couple health complications where I'm just like, okay, girl, get it together, because clearly you need to get it together.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry to hear that.
I'm like, I try to like be like the strong person, but like sometimes, assist needs assist. Okay, assist
Check on
needs
your
assist.
strong friends, please.
Yes,
Like,
that's so important. And I admire you. I admire your strength. Um, because I was actually also on your page, not being a creep, but being a creep at the same time. I
no, I was
actually
doing the same thing. I was doing the same thing. I was like, oh my god, who am I?
I was on your page, and there was this one picture you posted where I'm not sure if you were crying, but you were like very sad, and you were just like explaining like the realness of like motherhood and like how you're feeling
Oh
right
yeah.
now. And that was very like sentimental to me, and very like special to me, because I'm like, here she is, and we see people on social media, and we're just like, oh, she's killing the game, oh, she's doing this, oh, look, she has kids, or oh, look, she's engaged, or she's posting what we want to see, and we don't know in
Mm-hmm.
reality what she's going through. So when you posted that, that gave us a little bit of like who you are and what you're going through. So I really admire that. I really admire your strength, because I know it's not easy, and I know it's hard at times, but you show us that we can get up, and we can brush our shoulders, put our lipstick on, look in the mirror, and be a bad bitch. So I admire
Period.
you for that. And since you're really big on woman empowerment, like, can you let us know, like, what are some of your favorite features of yourself? Like, what uplifts you? What makes you you? Like, who makes who makes you happy? Like, who are you?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you. Like I'm still soaking it all in. I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Thank you. It's very sweet of you to say. I'm definitely big on just realness, rawness, and just telling you what it is. Of course, I'm not gonna pour my whole life story, but we just gotta keep it real. Like it's day to day things. Like I do not look perfect every day. I do not have an amazing mom day, amazing me day. Like that does not happen all the time. So when that does happen, you have to be easy on yourself.
Hmm.
And instead of just pointing out everything that like what's wrong with me and this and that. Like, why don't you start counting what's right about you,
Hmm.
and just stop denying yourself love. Like, it's funny how we're our own worst critics. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm preaching to myself here because, yeah. But I will say, like, one of my favorite features would definitely be my hair. Like, my hair is my security blanket. And I just cut so many inches off. I was so over it. I still wanted my length, but I just did. I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, just, when you're just like, rebirthing and you're just seeing things new, just growing. Sometimes you got to do like big things, like a big chop or like
Yeah.
dye your hair. You know how it's like when what is it, that thing, when you dye your hair red, like it's real,
Yeah.
like. So I will say my hair is my security blanket. So I do like it long, but I also love it short. Another one of my favorite features would be my face. I really like my face. No matter what, like whatever this face looks like or however I haven't taken care of it, like I love her because she's always there through all the changes and the fluctuations and this and that. Like I love her. She's still there. Like when I look at my face, I see
Mhm.
myself, and it's like no matter what I see in the mirror, I'm like, you're that bitch. So yeah. So what was the other thing you said? What uplifts me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think life, but first and foremost, my kids uplift me because when I can't do it for myself, I'm like, I got one, two, three, like get up, let's go, So that's the recipe right there. When I can't do nothing and I'm like, oh my God, like what am I doing? They uplift me.
Aw.
And you know, and just life in general. Like sometimes we get so wrapped up when things are bad, or, you know, it's
Mhm.
like you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad year, or whatever. Like, but it's exciting. Like, instead of seeing it as a negative thing, you could say, what's the lesson in this? Why
Yes,
am I experiencing this right now? Instead of why is this happening to me? Like, what is it teaching you?
yes,
So I've learned to play with life like that. And you know what? It's making it exciting. I wake up and I'm like, okay, so you know, I have choices I can make right now, and we can go this way or we can go that way. And you know, sometimes emotion will get the best of you, but for
yeah.
the most part, just learning to take the balance. It's 50-50. It's never going to be
Hmm.
100% positivity. You know, you can't have light without dark or dark without light. So
Yes. Says you are preaching, okay? You're preaching. You are preaching. That's exactly how I feel. Like I feel like like I was just saying this yesterday, like this whole week, I feel like my whole energy, like everything about me has just shifted between the election and everything going on. I'm just
I
like,
forgot there was an election. Oh my God.
girl, I'm just like who like can I come back? Can I come back to myself? Like I've just been so stressed
Yep.
out and like just like when you just feel like you're lost, like and you're just lost, you're lost within emotions, you're lost with how you feel, you're just lost and you're trying to like just find yourself, but
Hmm.
everything's pulling you from left and right and you're just like, okay, I got to get it together because whew. So but luckily
Yep.
today I was like, you know what? I woke up. I'm blessed. I can breathe. I can feel. I
Yes.
can touch. I'm healthy. Like, let me just brush my shoulders off. Whatever is out of my control is out of my control. The upper God will help me. He will handle it for me. I just can't let it continue to stress me out. And I'm gonna continue my day. And I just continue my day like that. But we do have our down days, and I feel like people should understand that it's okay to have your down day. Like
Yeah.
just because you see us on social media and like we're happy, we're posting what we want you to see. Like we
Right.
could be
Yeah. Like I'm never
smiling in the
gonna show you the
picture.
ugly.
Yes, like we could be smiling in the picture, but behind we're like crying. Like I'm just gonna take this picture, okay?
Right.
But deep down we're crying. But no, it's definitely okay to have a down day. It's okay to not feel yourself. It's okay to have a lazy day. It's okay to have a crying day. It's okay to feel your feelings. And I feel um you're big on feeling your feelings. You're big on expressing your feelings. You're big on giving people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. Like you're very,
Ooh.
like you are really good on that. Like sometimes I'm reading your stuff and I'm like, she's not playing. She is not playing. And then
Mm-mm. No
but
time to
that's
play.
good. That's good because some people are probably like, why is she posting that? Like she shouldn't be posting that. But
Mm-hmm.
no, it's what you need to hear. Like you need
Yeah.
to hear this. I'm not gonna give you what you want to hear because then you're never gonna know what's up. So this is it. I'm keeping it real. So I really love that about you. And like
You
I
do the
feel like
same thing.
how
You
you
do the
said
same.
you're
I
an
love that.
instructor, like you love teaching. I feel like you're also like a healer. Like I'm getting that from you. I feel like it's just like I feel like you're very healing. Like I feel like
Oh,
anyone
thank
that
you.
comes near you or comes in contact with you or gets the opportunity to meet you, I feel like you're very comforting. Like you comfort people, you heal people, and I feel like you're very special. I feel like you're very special. Like I'm
Oh,
just
thank
getting
you.
that from you. Like I feel like you're very, very special. And whoever has the opportunity to meet you, get to know you, hang out with you, I feel like that is a blessing. So shout out to your husband, okay? Your husband, because he's lucky because you are one of a kind. They don't make them like you no more, honey. Okay?
Oh,
They
thank you, babe.
don't.
Thank you. Oh my
So
goodness.
you're amazing. You're truly amazing, and like you're very inspiring, and you're very strong, and you're really an uplifter. Like even though I asked you what uplifts you, I think you uplift people.
And I think that uplifts me. So thank you for bringing that up because that is true. Yeah.
You uplift people. Although we ask like what uplifts you and you explain to us what uplifts you, I think you are also an uplifter. Like you uplift people. You uplift those around you. You're big on helping your community. You're big on helping your clients feel beautiful, finding the beauty within themselves. Like somebody can come to you and be like, "Girl, I'm going through it." But them sitting in that chair, being in your presence, being in your environment, being around you, you're healing them. They're coming to you, they're trusting you to make them feel beautiful, and you do exactly that and more. So you're really truly a blessing. Like
Oh
you were
my
an amazing
God.
mother, amazing wife, amazing daughter, an amazing friend. So I am so happy that I am having this opportunity to get to know you, get to know who you are, what you do, and I'm really gonna cherish this because and if it wasn't for freaking COVID, I really would have done this in person. And I really wanted to do it in person, but like this whole pandemic, I'm so over 2020. Like
Look.
it sucks.
Oh my God. Like you're gonna make me cry. You're so sweet. Oh, you're so
It's
sweet.
okay. It's okay to cry. It's
I
okay.
know.
But
I
truly,
know.
I
I'm
just
not
wanted to
scared. I
let you
can't.
know, like I see you, I see your light, I see what you're doing, and I truly want you to know that we're rooting for you. Like even whenever you feel like no one's rooting for you, just remember my face, like girl, kill it, kill it. I'm gonna be in your head.
I'm gonna remember that. I'm definitely gonna remember that because I know I'm gonna need it one day. Thank you so much.
You're
Like I'm
welcome.
speechless, honestly. I mean, and but hearing it from you, honestly, is an honor because I see what you're about, and I see that you're here just like you're joyful and you're real.
Thank you.
It's not just like Instagram, but like how you're saying, like just being cute and this and that. Like, no, like you dig deeper than that, and you're like silly, and I love that. Like, I love being goofy. I love people who can just be.
Yeah,
Like I really respect and I like admire people who can truly authentically be themselves. And
thank you.
seeing you do that, like, oh my God, it's inspiring,
Thank you.
because like there are some times where you think like, oh my God, look at that person, like how could they do that, or how could they just be so like out there or something like that, like just not caring.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm about. Like I'm gonna show up how I'm gonna show up. Like it's me. And if I'm not disrespecting anybody, like then we're just keep it moving. Like, so
Yeah.
seeing that in you, I love knowing that there's other women like that, because especially with women, I feel like men can be goofy, it's just haha, he's cute, or like they can do men can do whatever. So I mean, let's start there. But and just knowing that you can show that side of yourself
Hmm.
and show all these sides of yourself so confidently, and like just really showing up as you are, like just that's it, and that's already more than enough.
Yeah.
And I love to see it, so I'm rooting for you too.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Emotions, feelings, experiences. And it's very important because if you're not healing, then how do you expect yourself to be growing? How do you expect to,
Exactly.
whatever you're bringing to the table, how do you expect that to be your best self if you're not even healed? Like if I'm not healed from certain emotions, I can't give you my all. I even
Yep.
my friend, my sister, my mom, my brother, my fiance, like I can't give you my all if I'm over here still not healed from certain things I went through, certain feelings.
Yeah.
That's stopping me from giving you my best love, my best sisterhood, my best everything, you know? So that's
Hmm.
why that's super dear to me. And I know you're really good on like explaining healing and empowerment. And I feel like that's so special and so dear. And like I feel like you are leaving a message on life, and you're leaving a message for like your listeners, like to remain positive, remain powerful, like don't ever forget who you are, do it for you, stand up for what you believe in, like don't ever settle, like always be your best self. And I feel like that's what you give us, like every day. You give us that all the time, and I love that. And I'm so happy that I get the opportunity again to like chat it up with you and get to know who you are. And like we're always growing. A seed always grows. Like We're always
Yep.
growing no matter what. Like you could be amazing today, but you're gonna be amazing tomorrow, next year, and the year after that. You're gonna be your best self. So what is your message and your message on life? Like what do you want the listeners to remember about you, to take from this, to take of understanding who you are?
Um, I will say, oh my goodness, where do I start? um, I'll say that something that they can take from this, a
Mhm,
message, um, keep going,
mhm,
keep going. Um, Even when you think it's the end,
mhm,
it's really not. You you could be in the most darkest, most terrible point of your life, like the lowest of the low. But what you don't realize is that when you're that low, the high is going to be so much higher.
yeah,
Like the reason I am who I am today and I share so much positivity and so much love and so much light is because I went through the darkest of the dark. Like, so, which is why I emphasize so much. Like, it's 50-50.
mhm,
It's always, if I'm going to be this happy today or if I'm going to be this angry today, like, there's always going to be another side to this. Like, it's never just going to be this.
mhm.
So whatever the emotions are, I just take them as they go. I mean, 2020 has been a year. Like, like hold
It's
on, I need a breath
crazy.
for that one because I've gone through like 50 million spiritual awakenings. Like, I just, and it's opened my eyes to a lot. And the one thing I will say is like, when I used to act from a place of hurt and pain, I wasn't serving the like highest good. Like it wasn't bringing me peace or the world or the energy I was putting out. But once I started transmuting that into light and into love and seeing everything through the lens of my heart, I
Mhm,
was like, it's a wrap. Like, how can I act another way? Like, I'm just going to move forward with love from now on. And it took a lot to get to that point because I mean, but like, I'm really glad I did because now, I talk to people and then we share experiences, we share things together. I have clients that have gone through it all, and
mhm.
like, I'll relate to some of them, to others, I don't. But either way, like, having that compassion there and acting from a place of love, like, it just, I hope I make an impact doing that. And I
You
hope
do.
that others do too. Thank you. I hope others do too, and learn that raising that vibration and bringing more love into this world is so much better,
Mhm.
especially for yourself.
Yeah.
Like when you start with yourself, it only goes up from there.
Girl, you just preach. Like I could relate to everything you just said. Everything you just said. Like we gotta just love ourselves a little bit more. Like take the time to understand who you are, understand your flaws, understand your feelings, understand your love, understand what you want to receive, what you want to give to the world. Really take the time to heal yourself. Take the time to understand yourself, understand exactly what you want, your feelings, like really go deep into understanding how you're feeling, because a person can say, oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm really good, like I'm fine, like, but are you good?
Yeah, like let's dig deep though.
Yeah, like what's stopping you from being your best self? Go deep, figure that out. Because that could, and I can relate because I would always say before, like, I'm fine, like I'm really good, but I really wasn't. I was literally probably going through like the most craziest feelings in the world, like feeling, like girl, when it comes to self love, girl, what self love? What was that? Self love.
Oh,
I didn't
we
know.
didn't know her. We did not know her
I did
because
not know what the hell
uh-uh.
self love was. Like, it's
Yep,
easy to be
yep,
like, I'm cool, I feel good, this and that, but do you really feel good? Like,
yeah,
what was up?
exactly.
So I went through a Britney Spears moment. I done shaved my hair. But when I did
Yep.
when I cut all my hair off, I was like, it was like I was born again. It was like Bad Bitch 2.0.
It's very, very powerful. And
Powerful. It's
I'm tired of it being seen as a weakness. Like, no, I'm reborn.
yes.
Like, do you know? Like, it's, oh my God, yes. Yeah, like you're just a whole new person. It's very deep. It's not just I'm gonna do this drastic hair change. Like it's
No.
you welcoming the new and letting go of the bullshit. And
Yes.
you can't sometimes like all our internal feelings have to show out some way externally. So we're gonna cut our hair off or like dye it red, purple. I don't know. But like
Yes.
you gotta do what feels right for you, especially when you're starting to figure yourself out again after you done gone through some bullshit. Like do whatever makes your heart happy until you get to a point you built your foundation and you're good. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely, yeah, you shaving your hair off, that's oh my God, I love it.
It's like
I
I
think we've
grew.
all gone through it. Uh-huh.
I grew confidence. I grew within myself. I understood that what I did was drastic. It was huge. I transformed. I felt like I was a butterfly just coming out of my
Oh.
cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
It was something new for me. I felt like so much weight lifted off my shoulders. I started really embracing like my acne. I started embracing that, maybe I'll never gain weight. Maybe this is just who I am because I've struggled with weight. I've struggled. Girl, I'm 25 and I weigh 82 pounds. My nephew weighed more than
I
me. And he's like
cannot.
6.
Oh my God. But we love you. Like, I have always remembered that about you, but it's because you've always carried it so well, at least in my eyes.
It's hard.
Like, you are like a fairy, like this just beautiful fairy that just is like carries herself so gently, so delicately. Like you remind me of like a flower, I swear. So like I seriously when I see you, I'm not like, oh my God, she's so what and I'm like, oh my God. I don't know. I see the beauty of it.
Oh,
Like,
you're sweet. Thank you.
why jump to the other side? Like there's no
Yeah,
need to even get there. So you carry it really well.
thank you. I definitely struggle sometimes, but like I'm starting to like really understand who I am. The person that I'm
Mm-hmm.
becoming, I feel like it's unfuckwittable. Like before I
Yes.
would let like stuff bother me. I would like get my emotions all riled up and I'm like, for what? If I can't if it's out of my control, I'm letting the universe take care of it. I cannot
Yep, let her go.
myself anymore. I can't get myself upset for stuff that's out of my control. I I
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. It's out of my control. If things aren't happy, if things aren't good, I'ma just try to fix it on my own. If I can, then the universe will fix it. And if it gets fixed, it gets fixed. If not, then it was nice. It was nice at the moment, but now it's time for me to double up, like get it
Yep.
together. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's a part of like growing. Like you're gonna go through shit, you're gonna grow through stuff. You're gonna lose friends, you're gonna make friends, you're gonna lose love, you're gonna gain love, you're gonna meet new people, and you're gonna lose some of the oldest people you knew. And that's okay. That's literally
Yep.
okay because it's a growing cycle. We're still growing. You meet people for a certain reason and for a certain season in your life. You may have known someone for 10 years, 15 years, but for some reason this year, shit drifted in the most peaceful way, no hard feelings or nothing.
Mhm.
But it was for the better because life is preparing you for what's about to happen. You're about to meet new people. You're about to have new
Mhm.
opportunities, new blessings. And sometimes you may not see it or feel it, but sometimes a person can really block you from like your blessing, can block you from your path, can block you
Mhm.
from what's meant for you. Because sometimes a person can stop you from seeing yourself, stop you from seeing the blessing that's coming your way, and stop you from seeing the direction that you want to go on because maybe that's not the direction they believe you can go on. They don't see your potential, they don't see what you're capable of, but you stopping that, cutting that off, saying, you know what? No, I can do this. And I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it very well. So if you can't support me on my best, then really, really, you can't support me when I'm down. So that's all right. And then that's you becoming better. You're growing. And sometimes feelings hurt and you don't want to let it go, but you have to because you need that in order to become your best self. So that's why self-love, self-care, healing, growth, sis, we doing it all. We doing it all. So
every day you gotta show up.
listeners,
Like,
if y'all need some self-talk, healing, growth, sis power, sis advice, you better DM us. You better let us because we got you. We got you. Because we gotta uplift each other. We got, and if you ever feel like, listeners, if you ever feel like you have no one to talk to, or you're going through something and you really, really need to talk to somebody, please don't hesitate to reach out to anyone. You literally don't ever, like, you literally can reach out to anyone. Like, don't ever feel like you cannot. Definitely take care of your mental health. Mental health is so important. Please, 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 listeners.
Yes.
Reach out to people. Like, don't let it in. Don't let it in. Do not.
That's a very important message. Oh my God. I second that because mental health is so, I've learned to take my mental health seriously now. Like, to the point where I'm like, how serious am I about this? And then the universe gives me challenges to be like, how serious are you about this? And so then I'm stuck there like, okay, oh my God, like I gotta choose, you know? So like, I mean, for example, if you don't mind me bringing it up, we were gonna have our chat a week ago or a week ago, and I could not do it. I was like, I don't know what, like my anxiety was through the roof. I was just like, I can't even bring myself to like gather myself together to, you know, even do this. And that's the thing I've also learned is that if I cannot put my 100% into something, I won't. Unless, of course, I absolutely have to, then I have to. But if I cannot, then I'm going to listen to my body and I'm going to listen to what it needs and I'm going to make sure that I'm in a good place to deliver. Because I didn't want to half-ass this, you know. I wanted to make sure I gave you my all in this and I was in a good place and not drag you down to where I was like mentally, like my anxiety was awful. And, you know, I think so many people are afraid to talk about their mental health, especially like being a businesswoman. Like everyone thinks I'm just supposed to keep it together and keep it cute, which I still do, but behind the scenes, like like, I mean, we're gonna pull it together when we make an appearance, but you know, I mean, behind the scenes, like the real work, the real shit is happening, and like you can't ignore it. Like one thing my business coach has told me, shout out to Missy, she told me you need to take care of everything else around you before you can even think about your business. And I'm like, huh? You're my business coach. Like, what are you even saying right now? She's like low key my life coach too. And she was like, if your personal life is not good, your spiritual life, anything that is affecting you, if that's not okay and not taken care of, then it's going to reflect on your business. So you have to take care of it. Like you have to have a balance in every aspect of your life. So then we got to a point where she was like telling me what to do in my life, like not even in my business anymore. Cause she was like, no, we need to figure this out. Like when I was in the process of rebranding, my old logo was created by my best friend, Brenda. She created that for me and it was like so near and dear to my heart and I wanted to keep it so bad. But then I was like, okay, moving forward, like where do I see myself? How do I want to grow? Like, you know, we're thinking global, international. So I'm like, okay, I have to start thinking about the little things. So that's when I decided to rebrand. So when I was trying to choose my colors, figure out what the personality of my business was going to be, like all these little things, because it couldn't just be all me. Because I mean, I wish, but no, like I can't. So I was speaking to my business coach about it, and she goes, well, you know, who's Deanna? Like, you know, let's start there. So you gotta, you know, tell me who Deanna is, and then, you know, we're gonna incorporate that into your branding. And I was just like, I don't know, like, who am I? And mind you, she asked me this in June, right? Like, this was June of this year. And I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what to tell you right now. I don't know. And she was like, because mind you, she was very specific. She was like, who are you? Like, who's Deanna? Not the mom, not the businesswoman, not the student, not the daughter, not the sister. Who are you? I'm like, you just took my whole identity away. Like, I don't know. I was lost and it like shook me to the core. Like, that's why to this day I still talk about it, because I still walk with those words every day. When I do certain things, when I say certain things, I'm like, is this because of who I want to portray myself as, or is this Deanna? And that has now brought me a sense of peace and freedom that I'm like, I can never let go of it. And I'm really starting to rediscover myself. Like, I'm really in a metamorphosis, honestly, like, because I don't know, I've learned so much. This pandemic has been a blessing in disguise. It sucked, but like, I've never wanted to say it, but it's like, I kind of am happy it happened. Like, I know I'm not like, it's still bad, like this is happening and everything, but it's like, it's okay to still look at the good, because I've been sat and thought about the bad over and over. Like, when are you going to invite some good in? When are you going to see it? So obviously the good I'm seeing is in the lessons. Like, quarantine showed me that I have ADHD. I had no idea. Like, I got diagnosed in June as well, the same month that my business coach asked me that. So I'm over here like, who's Deanna? Oh, Deanna apparently got ADHD. Like, oh my God, there's just so much going on. And at first I laughed at it. I was like, are you serious? Like, that's so funny. The first thing that came to my mind was like, okay, like, so I get distracted. And then I started to get into this mode of like really researching it, and I still am, and learning more about my diagnosis. Because, like, for one, I can't like get rid of it, I can't cure it. It's not like, okay, it's done, like, we're good. Like, no. So learning that it affects me from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. Like, I cannot escape it at all. The way it looks like for me is I get distracted. I can't prioritize. Like, I can't really organize, and I have no sense of time. Like, this is I don't know if it's a real diagnosis, but it's called time blindness. So like, the ADHD people have this thing where they don't have a real sense of time. So like, I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna be 15 minutes, and it's been an hour. It's like, I swear to God, it felt like 15 minutes. Like, it did not feel like an hour. So I struggle with that a lot. When you have so much on your plate, people are counting on you. There's like all these things, like you got to go to this and have this meeting and speak to this person, and reschedule this and that, and like, so it's funny how I found that out, and I was like, how am I running a business? Like, because it just wasn't clicking for me. I was like, how? And then I started to realize, like, that's another thing too, is like, when also people with ADHD can have a superpower, which is called hyper focusing, and just other superpowers as well. But for example, when people with ADHD are doing something they're really interested in, like, anyone's like this, but like, you get really into it, you focus on it and stuff, but like, we become obsessive, and it's like, everything else is blocked off, and I like this, you just give it all your attention. So when you treat anything like that, it's gonna blossom, it's gonna grow. So that's what happened with me and my business. So thankfully it did come out to my advantage. But learning what it is and how I'm coping with it has become a challenge, because the reason I found out is because being in quarantine kind of forced me to just sit with myself. And I'd always used to say, I don't have time to do the things I want to do. Like, I go to school, I have kids, I have a business, I just don't have the time. And that was my excuse. And people around me enabled me and were like, yeah, I mean, true, that's what it is, right?
Mhm.
But then I'm sitting here with like nothing to do, and I'm like, why am I not doing anything? Like,
Yeah.
it truly, like, that's what led me to get the diagnosis, because I was like, what is going on right now?
Mhm.
Because I'm trying to complete tasks and I start like 10 of them and finish none of them. And that's when they were like, yeah, you know, like I'm telling them all like my struggles, and they're like, you have ADHD. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I'm over here thinking I just developed it. And they're like, you've had this your whole life. So that's another thing that got me is like, you're kidding me. Like,
Are you serious?
why am I just, yeah. And it like, it blew me a little bit because I'm like, what do you mean? So I've been struggling this long for what? Like,
Mhm.
it's really hard to look at that and look back at all the problems I've had have
Mhm.
been because of a diagnosis I didn't know.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, you know, you really think, you know, I had been diagnosed with depression before,
Mhm.
PTSD, and anxiety. So those were the cover ups for
Mm.
my ADHD, because in reality, ADHD does cause a lot of people to develop depression, anxiety, because you
Wow.
can't function like normal people, I guess you
Mhm.
can say. So, like, the things we're supposed to do as adults, like have time management, prioritize, organize, pay attention, like it's non-existent. So that's why it ends up becoming such a problem, especially for women. Like, a lot of women that I've opened up with, if not all of them, when I've told them getting my late diagnosis,
Mhm.
they're like, me too. And I'm like, what's going on? Why is this a thing? Like, but why are boys getting diagnosed like at 7? Like,
Mhm.
what is going on? But no one really looks at how deep it is for, especially, I guess, for girls, and also everything that is expected of girls from a young age. Like, you must behave, you must sit this or whatever, whatever. But with boys, they can do whatever they want, you
Right.
know? So, like, you look back at me as a kid, I still had ADHD, but no one saw it because no one was paying attention. Like, in reality, for me, it's more internally. So I'm not gonna like not sit still. Well, I can't sit still all the time, but I
Mhm.
can manage myself. But my brain has like 50 tabs open constantly.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that, no one's really looking at that, like,
Mhm.
and no one's paying attention to that. And then seeing that once these girls turn into young women, young adults, they're struggling and they can't do the things that they're expected to do.
Mhm.
And that's, it leads to getting depression, anxiety, because they're like, what's wrong with me? But in reality, it's like, since no one's really looking at what the problem is.
Mhm.
Like, I've had people tell me after I talk to them about my diagnosis, they go get diagnosed and they go speak to their doctors because they're like, oh my God, because it's really that common.
Yeah.
And so, like, finding out about that, ever since then, I've just been more aware of myself and just really like I am harsh on myself, but trying not to be, because some things are really out of my control because of my diagnosis, but I just have to work harder. So, like, one of the things that got me and it like broke me down completely was when I read something that said most adults that have ADHD don't know that they have it. They just know that every day to day tasks are harder. And I was like, no one else feels this way. Like, I'm the only one who's struggling. So that got me, because it was like, I've been fighting every day. I fight to just do simple tasks. It's funny because it's like, you put me to run a business and do lashes and do that. Like, I'm just like zooming through it. But then it's like, you ask me to do some boring task that's like my taxes, like, no. So it's so funny. I've learned to just like joke about it and just like accept it, trying to learn to completely accept it because it's not going anywhere. um and just being open about like mental health, period. Like, in 2020, you cannot run away from it. You cannot, like, you're not going to sit. We have all, as a collective, gone through such a big trauma. Like, and I'm really, we can't keep acting like nothing's happening. We're
Yeah.
all going through something, and like, you go through it every day, but you hide it every day. Mm-mm.
And it's so important to really just like I said before, like really, if you're like listeners, if you are ever going through something, if you ever feel
Mm-hmm.
sad, hurt, if you're just feeling not yourself, like please reach out to people. Like people are here for you. It can be the stranger that just followed you. You never know. Like they could help you. Don't ever feel like you can't go to anyone and talk about anything. Mental health is so important because there's so many factors when it comes to mental health. If you're not taking care of your mental health, you're not yourself. Your body is telling you you're not yourself. It can go down to um, the way you're feeling, your chest pain, your stomach pain. Stress causes so many things, and I had to learn
So
that
many.
the hard way. March, I got diagnosed with gastritis and acid reflux. I never know I had that, and then
Oh
March started, and
God.
then I'm like, what in the corona is going on? Okay.
Oh my God.
I was like, what is going on? 2020. I'm like, I was freaking out because I was experiencing really, like I would eat, but then like my food would just be right here. And I'm like, okay, I would chug
Ooh.
water and it would just be like right here. So then
Ooh.
I'm like, what in the world? So I went to my doctor and I was like, I'm feeling kind of weird. Whenever I eat, I just feel like it's not going down. I just feel like it's stuck. And, I chug so much water and it's just there. They're like, well, do you throw up? And I'm like, sometimes I do throw up. And they're like, well, are you bulimic? And I looked at my doctor like, did this lady just ask me if I'm bulimic? I was like, ma'am, when did you graduate from school, please? When did you graduate from school?
I mean,
I'm like, ma'am, no. I'm like, first of all, that's rude. I'm like, no. I'm not
seriously. Oh my
bulimic.
God. The audacity.
I'm like, why would you even say that? She's like, well, what you're telling me. And I'm like, no, as a doctor, can you let me explain before you try to diagnose me? She's like, well, you're saying you feel like throwing up and you throw up your food. And she's like, maybe that's what you are. And I'm like, that's not what I am. I'm going to tell you who I am.
I'm mad she kept pushing it. Like,
Yeah. And
maybe it's not.
I'm like,
Hello, can
it's
I finish
not.
talking?
And I was like, that's not who I am. And I'm like, I would really like to get tested. Is there a test I can do? So they ended up doing like an endoscopy and a colonoscopy to just make sure everything was
Mm-hmm.
fine. And then it ended up saying that I have acid reflux and gastritis. And I'm like, I was sitting down and I told my mom, I was like, hold on, have I had this all my life? Because growing up, I would always like I would always feel like food would just be stuck here. I would have really bad stomach aches. And I was like, have I always had this my entire life? And mom's like, I don't know. And then I'm like, but I've always struggled with like really horrible, like with my digestive system. It was horrible. Like I struggled. And I'm like now realizing, I'm like, what the hell? I think I had this all my life. But instead, I would explain this to my doctors and they would just give me like medicine, pills, and this and that. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, first
Mm-hmm.
of all, one pill can have 3,000 different type of chemicals that's not even helping you for your issue. It's causing more issues. So I'm like, no, and I'm tired of not being heard from my doctors. Like, how are you guys supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
helping us, taking care of us, and you're really not listening to us? Like, if I had this all my life, why am I now feeling this? Why am I now experiencing this? Why am I now understanding this? Like, why couldn't you tell me this before? Like I'm Dominican and like my mom, she knows English, but she doesn't know much. So I feel like we weren't heard. Like
Yeah.
we
Having
weren't
foreign
really heard.
parents.
Like
Yeah.
this is important. Like being a Latina, like it's really important to really get the help that you need. And I feel like we don't really have that. Like they try to broadcast that, but we don't really have that. Like we don't really have like a Latina nurse or a Latina doctor. Like whenever we go to the doctor, if we didn't know English, they're telling us our results and we're just like, okay, okay. And then when you go home and you're not telling your kids what you have, you're just going about your day and then god forbid something happens and then they're like, oh well, your mom had this and this and this. They're like, well, we didn't know, she didn't even know, so
Oh my God. Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
it's so important. Like I feel like doctors now should be like more like helpful, more understanding, and not go straight to the pill. Like first listen,
Oh, that's,
girl, I
yeah.
hate it. Like listen to us, help us, like heal us, not just make us dependent on a certain pill and a certain medicine. So now ever
Mm-hmm.
since I got diagnosed with that, I'm just trying to eat better. Like, but it's so hard to say I'm trying to eat better because I be eating junk food. But I'm turning 25 and I'm promising myself I'm gonna do a big cleanse and I'm gonna cleanse myself
Yes.
internally, everything. I'm gonna cleanse myself so when I enter my new chapter, I'm gonna do it for myself. I'm gonna eat better, be better. I'm gonna learn better. I'm gonna feel better, heal better, speak better,
Yes.
and just
Mm-hmm.
be better. Like I want to do that. So for the next couple of years, that I'm here on Earth, I'm being better each year and perfecting myself each year. So that's what I want to do. What about you? Like, what do you want for your next couple, like your the next chapters for of life? Like what would you want it to be like? What do you want for the next chapters?
Oh my God, the next chapters, I would say the next chapters of my life, I definitely want to be fully in my purpose
Mm-hmm.
and really knowing exactly how to help others, like really digging deep. Like, I know I help others in the way I do now, but like, I can't, I want to like fix the world, like, and it's hard to wake up every day and not be Jeff Bezos, like, like, just sitting there like he really could fix everything
I
right now.
know.
And he's just like, nah, like, what? I just Oh my God, no. And
Right, because he's the
so
richest man, right?
I think so. I don't know. He's like gazillionaire, something like it's disgusting. I'm like, why? What is wrong with you? Because it's just like I wouldn't be able to sit there with that, like just thinking like, okay, who needs me? Like
Mm-hmm.
I always feel that way. Like who needs this? How can I help? How can I spread a message? So like definitely for the next levels of my life, I see myself helping more, living more in my purpose, and just living authentically, joyfully, and being exactly where I need to be, like wherever that may take me.
Mm-hmm. You're literally just full of light. Like you're just literally full of light. And I'm so thankful. I literally thank you for your time. I thank you for taking time out your day to spend um, these couple hours with me, chatting it up, getting to know one another, bouncing off of our energy, bouncing off of your ideas, your creations, your everything that you told me today. I'm so thankful for. You are literally, like I said, you're a light. You shine no matter what. Like you are literally shining so, so bright. You can just see it, not just by just talking, just the way you carry yourself and who you are. You are a light and you're very special. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I am so happy that the listeners get the opportunity to know who you are, what you do, and why you are so amazing. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a superwoman and being part of All Things with Shanty, the Girl Chat podcast. And I just can't wait to post this. And guys, please get it together. Go to her page, book now. Do not forget to book with her to get your lashes right. Do not forget. If she tells me no one booked with her, I'm going to fight y'all. So make sure y'all book
And
with
book in
her.
advance, y'all. Please book in advance,
Yes.
please.
Book with her because she will get you right, honey. She will really get you right. So once again, guys, thank you for listening to All Things with Shanty. Please do not forget to book with her, and we will see you for the next episode.